Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Immigration for Couples live immigration attorney chat. And I'm attorney Megan Pastrana. If you happen to be watching this Facebook live, please feel free to put your questions in the chat and I'm happy to answer them. And if you're watching this on the replay, please put a hashtag replay and drop your questions in the comments. We really believe in providing resources and information and support to all couples going through the immigration process. And it helps us to know what are your questions so we can give you clarity. And if you're watching this on YouTube or one of our other social media outlets, we invite you to check out our Facebook page, Immigration for Couples. And we also have a free resource center on our immigrationforcouples.com website that really dives into a lot of the different parts of the immigration process and the options that are available to couples. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and jump into our topics here today. Let's go ahead and talk about our first one. So joint financial evidence for spouse and fiance visa applications. This is a requirement from part of immigration from USCIS that all couples have to prove that they have a bona fide relationship or a bona fide marriage, which means that you have a marriage or a relationship based on love and not just to receive an immigration benefit. There's a whole bunch of different types of evidence that you should include to prove your relationship. And one of them is joint financial evidence. And so I'd like to go through what is joint financial evidence and what are some types, what are some examples, and what do you do if you don't have joint financial evidence? So joint financials are basically kind of like they sound, showing immigration that you have commingled your finances, things that show that you both have taken on a financial responsibility or you both have equal access to an account with funds that you both have access to. So immigration looks at this category of joint financial evidence as a way for couples to prove that they have a real relationship. So a few examples, like I've just mentioned, joint bank account statements. Sometimes if a couple has purchased a property, maybe a home or a vehicle, and that's licensed in both names. Other examples actually are things that maybe sometimes people don't think of, but life insurance policies, retirement accounts where each other is listed as a beneficiary. So if that person were to pass away, the spouse were to pass away, the surviving spouse would have a benefit under that life insurance policy or or to be able to receive retirement funds from the retirement account and things of that nature. So those are a few examples of joint financial evidence. And I've gone over this topic before in other videos about whether or not joint bank statements and things like that are required, but this is just such a common question that we get from couples regarding, what if I don't have joint financial evidence? What do I do? So there's a few different types of cases that a couple can do. There are a few different options, rather, in the world of U.S. immigration. There's a fiance visa, there's a spouse visa, there's something called adjustment of status, and it really depends on what case type that you're going through. Some case types, like adjustment of status, the couple is living together in the United States, so it's easier for you to establish a life here together and commingle finances. It's easier to have a joint bank account. It's easier to have joint bills or a joint lease and joint mortgage. But for spouse visas and fiance visas, you as a couple, typically you're not living together in the same country. So it's a lot harder to have that joint financial evidence. Immigration understands this, that for couples who aren't necessarily living in the same country, that you might not have a lot of joint financial evidence. Sometimes there will still be some types of joint financial evidence, like I had mentioned with a retirement account or a life insurance policy. But if you don't have any of those, then it's going to be really important for you to focus on the other categories of relationship evidence. And other categories of relationship evidence might be time that you have spent together, continued communication and connection, text messages, letters of support from friends and family, photos of both of you together at different times in different places, and the list goes on. I could make a whole seminar on relationship evidence, and we actually did create a free relationship evidence guide that goes into a whole bunch of detail about what are these other categories of evidence that you can and should include in your immigration case. And you can download that on our immigrationforcouples.com website. And I'll be sure that my team and we put a link into the show notes here from today, so you have access to that. But hopefully that gives you some more clarity about joint financial evidence, what it is, some examples, and what to do if you don't have joint financial evidence. All right. Well, it's been so great spending time with all of you. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions, be it on our Facebook page or YouTube channel, please leave comments with your questions. That really helps us to understand what you're needing support with and what we can provide you with clarity on. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.